please make sure you watch this movie beforehand because we are going to be discussing spoilers.
Who are you under there?
I'm vengeance.
What's black and blue and dead all over? You. Take it.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Last Night I Watched. Last Night I Watched is basically a group of friends just talking about movies and shooting the breeze. And today I'm introducing the show. My name is Ian, and I also have with me Carlos. How's it going, Carlos?
Good.
Good. That's always good. We're doing good.
It's always good to be doing good.
Pretty good. And then for the first time on Last Night I Watched, we have my very good friend, a very special guest, Kristian. How you doing, Kristian?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Okay. Yeah. It's going to be a very interesting episode. I can guarantee you that. But yeah, we're talking about the recent 2022 film, The Batman.
Very recent. I
Yes.
think just this weekend.
It came
I
out
think
yesterday.
You guys just got out of the
technically.
movie.
We saw it,
Yep.
Jesus, what, about an hour and a half ago? 2 hours ago? We got out of the theater?
Fresh.
Yeah, very fresh in our minds. And yeah, it's the first go around with Robert Pattinson as the titular character Batman / Bruce Wayne. And he's going up against Catwoman, Penguin, and the Riddler, and that's Zoe Kravitz, Colin Farrell, and Paul Dano, respectively, in that order. So, Carlos, what did you think of this The Batman 2022 movie?
I gotta say, this might be one of my favorite Batman movies. Of course, we're all very big fans of The Dark Knight. I think we can all agree that one's classic with Heath Ledger's Joker.
Oh, yeah.
You can't beat that one. I think that's the gold standard. Do you guys think this beat it? I kind of
No.
think.
It did not, no.
I think it approached it.
It's
or
close.
It's
Yeah.
pretty close.
It's tough. It's very tough. I don't think it beat it. It beat other Batman movies, that's for sure, because not all the Batman movies are that great.
Yeah.
But I think I agree with you. The Dark Knight's probably the gold standard.
Yeah. This one's pretty good, though. I think if I had to, Dark Knight's probably a 10. This one might be like a 9, 9.5.
Okay.
But yeah, it was cool seeing Pattinson. He might be one of my favorite Batman now. Even over Christian Bale and who was the last one?
George Clooney?
Not George Clooney.
Oh, Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. Yeah. Although Ben Affleck, he killed people in his.
See, I have not seen a Ben Affleck Batman movie. The only Ben Affleck Batman thing I've seen was the 2016 Suicide Squad. And I only did that.
That's right. He does show up in that one.
He appears in that. And the only reason why I watched that is because I watched that before last year's Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy.
Not a big fan of Batfleck?
Well, I didn't like that movie at all. I don't know. I don't know. Did you ever see those? The Ben Affleck Batmans?
Yeah, I've seen I saw Suicide Squad, the 2016 one, and I watched the Snyder Cut, which
okay. Have you seen the regular cut?
I have not.
Okay. Was he good in the Snyder cut as
Original cut
Batman?
sucked.
I liked him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
I like him in the original and the Snyder Cut.
Okay.
He's pretty good.
I like
He's a
him as an
very booky
actor.
guy.
I think Ben Affleck's a decent actor.
Yeah. Well, and then you look at Pattinson, and he's a little bit more slender. He's taller.
Younger.
Yeah. Younger. Definitely less experienced.
Yeah.
I think he says he's only been doing this for 2 years
Yeah.
in this movie. And it does show, especially when he's with Alfred. He's like, "You're not my dad," you know.
Yeah.
He's super emo.
Right. Yeah.
And then we see him mess up with it's like the wingsuit.
Yeah, he looks like a
crash
flying
lands.
squirrel. Yeah. Yeah.
So he hasn't really gotten that technology figured out. He has like almost like a homemade Batmobile that's souped up. It's not like a war tank like Christian Bale's Batman.
Right.
Yeah, I think he did really well. Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman was pretty cool. Colin Farrell, his transformation is amazing in his penguin suit.
Yeah.
Almost unrecognizable.
Pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. It's insane.
much.
I actually was watching Hot Ones with him. He's like the latest interviewee.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't know he's like Irish.
Right.
He has like an
He's got
accent
a
and
really,
everything.
yeah, very like kind of thick Irish accent.
Yeah, so it's cool. I thought he was pretty good in this one, and of course Paul Dano. I don't know if this is my favorite Paul Dano performance, but it was good to see him in this one.
I don't know if we should jump ahead this far, but I will say that when we got out and we're talking about it in the car, Kristian and I, you said that he pretty much made the movie.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. He was by far, like, everything with the Riddler was when I was, like, zoned in and, like, paying 100% attention.
Yeah, it was a good Riddler.
Yeah, and it's at first I was like, "What the hell?" Like he looks like the Gimp from Pulp Fiction. I'm like, "What the fuck? What is this?"
He was giving
like,
me Zodiac Killer vibes.
and yes,
That's why I
with
like
the
his
with
character
the
design.
coding and everything, and
And his plot too feels very real, like having like a bunch of internet goons go and try to shoot up a mayor
yeah, right,
in the middle of a coliseum.
Very
and
much
he's,
so.
like blowing up the seawalls to
Yeah.
flood Gotham. It was pretty interesting.
yes,
It was similar to the way that Joker was doing his thing in Dark Knight with all the people with the masks on.
Right.
In all the scenes they do that. You know, how they have their faces all taped up and shit like that.
yeah. They
Yeah.
go out and buy. You can kind of see it like
In the
like
chat.
the army surplus store or whatever. They go because it's apparently like a winter military mask or something from what I saw in the chat.
Yeah.
Something like that.
In case we gotta go do a cosplay, we can hit up the military
There we go. We'll just
surplus
go up to
store.
the surplus store. Yeah, just get some fatigues.
Oh, I also thought that the score was really good in this movie. I think the guy who did it was Michael Giacchino. Really good.
Yeah.
There's a Nirvana song in there that plays a lot. There's a couple montages where they use it. I thought it was well used. The cinematography was really good too. A lot of close up on faces.
I agree.
Although there were a few spots where it was like just long blurry scenes. I don't know if that was my camera or
No, there was some like was it kind of on the edges as
No,
well?
Like when he started investigating the mayor's death, like in that room, there was just one long blurry scene. I don't know if that was because my projector was going out of focus or what.
Does that sound familiar to you?
Oh, there's one scene where I already forgot the guy's name, but he gets into his car after trying to like seduce Zoe Kravitz's character, Catwoman.
Oh, the district attorney guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And
I forget his name,
he's like
too.
taping him up or whatever. He's
Yeah.
doing all this
That's
shit
right.
to him.
Okay, that I remember. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was,
Yeah.
There was
That
that
was
one
a-
too.
A blurry scene. I
It must.
remember.
I think it was on purpose. I think.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That one made sense, but
Excuse me.
the one that I saw, it was like just a cut to like the ground, and it was a super blurry ground. And I think Batman might walk into frame somehow.
I think that might. Have
It's
been
like when the CSI lady's taking pictures
Oh, okay.
of the evidence.
I think that. Yeah, that kind of sounds
I don't know.
familiar. I don't know.
That stuck out to me.
Okay.
Other than that, though, cinematography was awesome. It was a little bit of a darker movie
Yeah.
than the other one, The Dark Knight.
I feel like there's a lot of red. Just like
Lot of red.
like the titles are red.
Yeah,
Like there's a lot of like black and red
yeah. I
going
like
for this movie.
red's a good color.
Yeah.
A
It
lot
fit
of
the
sorry,
theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, it fit the theme of the movie, the tone of it.
Definitely.
a lot of gothic scenery too. Like they're hanging out on old churches. Batman and Catwoman were. Overall, good movie. I liked it, guys.
Same here.
Yeah. Would you? Yeah. What did you like about it?
Well, obviously Paul Dano, as you already heard me talk about, his portrayal of the Riddler. I mean, that's it's the best Riddler portrayal that's ever been done, in my opinion.
Not Jim Carrey.
No.
Come on,
Not
Yeah.
Jim Carrey.
he beats
Yeah.
Jim Carrey.
You can't beat Jim Carrey. Come on.
Oh God.
With his orange hair.
No, but yeah, and man, I gotta give props to Robert Pattinson. Man, he has come a long way since Twilight. like,
Yeah.
For real.
there's a few other pretty good movies I think he's done that have gotten a lot of good reception for sure. But
Lighthouse was really
That's
good.
what I
Yeah,
was
I
just
was
gonna
just-
bring up.
yeah.
We saw that at the Tower when that came out. That was a good experience.
yeah, that was the movie where I was like, oh, okay.
Same. Yeah, because I'd never. That's really the only thing I think I've ever seen him in besides like Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire,
Yeah.
which I forget he's in a lot of the time. I totally forget he's in that movie a lot until people point it out. I agree though. Yeah, he was very good Batman, very good Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
I agree.
not as good as Christian Bale in my opinion. I mean, I know you've told me that Michael Keaton is probably your favorite.
Yeah.
Because that's the one that you were raised on and you
Yeah.
grew up with.
Yeah.
Which is understandable. I was
Yeah.
raised on the Christian Bale Batman, so
I like Christian Bale. It's just, that's the main drawback for me.
That's
It
what I was
gets a little ridiculous at times, and that's
Yeah.
what I will give. Like, I thought Robert Pattinson's Batman voice was pretty good.
Yeah.
I prefer that voice.
Yeah.
His voice was more normal
Yeah. Yeah.
to say.
Definitely. What'd you guys think of, like, everybody else, like Zoe Kravitz, and I guess you already talked. What'd you think of Colin Farrell?
I like his Penguin.
Okay.
It's obviously a pretty far stretch from the Tim Burton Penguin, which is like ridiculous.
that was like, he's like a mutant bird. He's a mutant bird boy of some kind.
It feels more comic booky.
In that one?
The
In the
Tim Burton one,
Batman Returns?
Yeah.
more cartoonish.
It's kind of like Monopoly Man vibes too. This is
Yeah.
more of a gangster vibe. He has like golden teeth.
Yeah.
His mouth.
Because originally he came from a very prestigious background, hence the long cigarette holder and the monocle and the top hat. He was like, kind of came from like a rich family in the comics. And this one, they kind of put him into like the mafia, the mob kind of. He's like a mob boss kind of.
He's a gabagool kind
He's a guy. This gabagool.
Hey, take it easy, sweetheart. I'm walking in.
Exactly. That's one thing. It's kind of like they turned him into a bald Robert De Niro. That's the best way I could describe him. It's like kind of like watching a bald Robert De Niro be the Penguin. But it works for the movie.
What'd you think about the score?
The score was pretty great. I like that style of soundtrack, especially with something like Batman, at least, like the more realistic take on it. I thought it was really cool. What'd you think, Ian?
I agree.
Yeah.
The only thing, not gonna lie, I didn't really care for the Nirvana song.
No.
I like that song a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just didn't. This is maybe a bold statement, but it almost gave me Suicide 2016 vibes.
Uh-oh.
That was one thing I couldn't stand about that movie. Is just shoehorning in pop songs or rock songs, and it's just a little. This movie did it better. I'm not saying that it was as bad as that, but it just didn't really fit. Kind of, especially when they brought it back again. It's like
Bringing
just
it
like,
back was a bold
It was
choice.
like it was just
Twice.
like did you just spend all your money on that song? So it's like we gotta hey, we spent millions of dollars on the rights to this fucking song. We gotta get our money's worth. Put it in again. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, at least it wasn't a whole music video, a 3-hour-long music
yeah,
video
God.
with Batman.
Yeah.
And, well, Batman's only in one scene in Suicide Squad, or he's in like a couple flashbacks or something, but
That's
Yeah.
one of the big problems with that movie. That's yeah. But the score itself, I did like as well. I thought it was good. It fit the movie very well.
it helped the brooding
Yes.
vibe that you get with this Batman specifically.
And that's what I liked about. I liked how dark and brooding and like all the despair. I thought they did a great job at that. I was telling Kristian, have you ever seen Seven?
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of Seven vibes from this, with the rain, the police investigations, Paul Dano's just, finding notebooks with just writing after writing after writing, his apartment
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought that was really cool. It definitely gave me Seven vibes.
You need to watch Seven.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Great movie. That's what I was really impressed by this movie. They really captured that aspect of Batman, in my opinion, correctly. The brooding, dark, just kind of shitty, nothing to look forward to, hopelessness. I thought they got that really well in this. Like,
Yeah.
because a lot of I read, I think Matt Reeve, the director, said he went to the comics year one in The Long Halloween for kind of the inspiration to writing this, because he co-wrote it as well. And
Oh, okay.
I definitely get that, especially year one, because obviously he's second year, I think.
Yeah.
What they said.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Selena Kyle in that comic as well.
Hmm.
You get to see her apartment with her cats, just like in this. And yeah, I thought they captured that very well, which was cool because it has its own feel. It doesn't feel like the Tim Burton movies, and it doesn't really feel like the Christopher Nolan movies, and I think that worked in its advantage.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a carbon copy. They had its own kind of aesthetic.
Yeah.
Right. It had its own style.
Yeah.
That stuck out from the other Batman.
Exactly, and that's kind of tough to do sometimes. I can't say anything about Ben Affleck's, but that's what I was kind of worried about. I thought they maybe would have ripped off too much of Christopher Nolan's because those were, again, like Carlos said, kind of the gold standards.
Well,
Yeah.
didn't the scene where the Riddler was talking on the cell phone
I was
kind of
just
remind
gonna
you
bring
of
that up.
Joker?
That was the one. Yeah, that was very Joker-y in that one scene in The Dark Knight for sure.
But
Yep.
then again, how else would you do it? I mean, that's all we got
Yeah.
nowadays is FaceTime.
Yeah,
You can't like really invent like a hologram or something. It wouldn't
Yeah.
make sense.
Gotta improvise.
Yeah, you got
Exactly.
yeah.
yeah. What did you think of the mob angle? Like with the Val, they kept pronouncing Carmine Falcone. I've always pronounced it as Falcone, but they said Falcone in this and the Maronis. So I
Isn't
don't know.
Falcone in the Christian Bale version
Yes,
too?
they are,
I
or
thought
he
they say
is.
Falcone.
And that they say Falcone.
Oh.
And that's how I always said it, because the Falcones and the Maronis are in the comics.
Falcone and Marone.
Exactly, the Gabagool families.
I didn't know that the Arkhams were a family either. I just thought that was like the name of the city.
That was. So Martha Wayne was part of the Arkham family? Is that what they were saying?
I could not remember.
Wasn't she? So she got
she
put in,
must have been Martha Arkham marrying Bruce Wayne's.
and she was in Arkham Asylum, right? Because she had issues or something. Didn't they say that?
That whole sequence where they're talking about that kind of confused me.
Yeah, that's kind of the part of the movie where it lulls a little bit.
Yeah.
Specifically with the Carmine Falcone stuff, when you realize that he's Selena Kyle's dad.
Yeah.
I think I told Kristian, like, that was kind of the part of the movie where I'm just like, all right, can we get going here?
Well, I was really happy that, well, I don't know, like really happy, but it was sort of relieving to see that they're not like doing the origin story again,
Yeah.
which we have seen
Yeah.
a pretty, not super recently, but in the last Batman trilogy, that's what they did. They like had him training with Ra's al Ghul. You see like his family getting killed, his parents. Yeah. Not that I don't like the Ra's al Ghul stuff, it's cool and everything, but it's like, yeah, we've done that, let's do something else.
I agree.
Just jump into it.
Did you think that worked? Just kind of throwing you in?
I really liked how they did it.
Yeah.
We didn't have to watch his parents get gunned down.
Exactly. Yeah.
But we do get to see him kind of relating to that kid.
Yeah.
Whose dad dies early in the movie. and
The
they
son
kinda
of the
just-
mayor. He was the mayor, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
As he should.
Yeah.
And he kind of just connects with him. I don't think he really ever talks to the little kid.
No, but
But
you
he
can definitely tell that, when he looks at him, it's like, yeah, he definitely has a parallel towards him.
Yeah.
He looks,
What were you gonna say?
or he looks at him twice.
Well, he rescues him at the end too,
Right.
which was a cool little scene.
Yeah. Good character development.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I liked how I thought they did a good job with just kind of. We know the important stuff. This is the second year. I thought one thing, this is, I guess, maybe a little going off topic, but the contact lenses, that was an interesting idea.
That was new.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think that had been done in a movie,
Yeah.
at least.
That
What'd
was
you
pretty
think of
cool.
that?
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Did you ever play the Arkham games?
Yeah.
Do you remember, like, when you go into detective mode and, like, scan the room?
Yeah.
Like, almost kind of reminded me of that or something a little bit. Well, I guess he kind of used it for recording.
Yeah, he like records and
Yeah. That's one thing I really appreciated about this movie too. His detective, they really honed in on his detective skills, and I really
Yes.
liked that
Yeah.
because he is the world's greatest detective. So, I was glad that they actually paid mind to that.
Yeah, there's a
know,
lot of detail.
Yeah, like
in that regard.
he picks up on all the Riddler's riddles. he uses what is it, like a black light or whatever you want to call that to like find the Riddler's symbols on certain contraptions that they find.
Yeah.
I thought that was very impressive. That might have been my the part of the movie where I was like, okay, these people are actually know what they're doing here.
I thought it was cool that they could incorporate the contact cameras into the story a little bit with having Zoe Kravitz wear them.
Yeah.
When she's in the club.
Yeah, that
kind
was
of like
neat.
recording all the senators and DA people that are chilling out in the. What is it called? It's not called like the deep freezer.
Like,
Oh.
you mean the plus 44 club?
Yeah.
Or whatever
The
it's
plus
called.
44.
Negative 44 or
Neg-
something.
something.
But it was
44.
called the Iceberg Lounge or something. But the secret club was the Below 44 Club or something like that, I
Something
think.
like that.
Yeah.
It's like, what's that club at Disneyland? The secret club, like the 33 Club or something.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if that...
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like the secret, like you gotta make like...
You gotta know somebody.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta make friends in order to get in or whatever the fuck.
That was kind of a fun scene where he's like in Catwoman's ear, like, no, you gotta talk to that guy.
Yeah.
You wanna go find out more from him.
And she goes rogue because she wants to find out what happened to her friend that got kidnapped.
Yeah, I love that where she just like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I don't want to fuck
Yeah.
your stupid eye contacts.
Exactly. That was cool. It kind of goes to show that she has her own motives. She's not taking shit from Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you think that she and the Russian chick were intimate with each other? Or do you think they were just roommates?
Could be.
Because when she comes home and like the apartment's kind of trashed, she's like, I forget what she calls her, but she says like, she almost says like a term of endearment when looking for her. She calls her like baby or something.
Oh.
I don't know if that's me looking into that a little too much.
No, you might be onto something.
I might, maybe.
Who do you think was more bisexual, Michelle Pfeiffer or Zoe Kravitz?
Does Michelle Pfeiffer do anything like that in Batman Returns?
No, but from her character, you might get the sense that
She
what else
definitely
is going
liked
on?
bondage a lot more. That's for she liked
Yeah.
leather. That's
Yeah, she was definitely more of a freak.
yeah.
More freaky and
Yeah,
She got
she's
more
super
kinks going
freaky.
on.
She's super freaky. Yow.
I
Yeah.
was listening to somebody talk about how Michelle Pfeiffer's relationship with Batman is kind of one-sided, and she's like trying to get into his pants. But in this movie,
Huh.
it's kind of mutual.
Well, that's what do you guys think about Anne Hathaway's Catwoman?
Ooh.
attractive.
Well, yeah, they're all. There's never been an ugly Catwoman.
That's true.
Which props for them.
I remember liking her, but I can't remember what she did in that movie.
Same. She does burgle. She is a burglar,
She
which is
burgles.
she
Yeah.
burgles,
Like,
which is
the actual
cool.
Wayne Mansion too. She
Right.
steals something from him.
And I liked that when that movie came out. I haven't seen that since high school because that movie's long too.
yeah.
I think it's as long as this. But yeah, it just kind of. I remember she rides a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I think.
Like the Catwoman we just saw.
Does she? That's right.
Yeah,
she
she has
does
a-
too.
she has a bike.
But I think Anne Hathaway's had like her own little special motorcycle or something. Wasn't it kind of like designed interesting?
It had like guns on it
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a regular like motorcycle, right?
For now.
Yeah, that's true for now.
There can always be upgrades.
That's true.
Unless they do part ways in the movie, so they might not bring her back.
I think they'll bring her back. I think
Yeah.
they'll
maybe.
bring her back.
They could.
I thought she did a good job. I thought this was a decent Catwoman. I don't know if it's my favorite. See, that's the thing with Tim Burton's Catwoman with Michelle Pfeiffer is, again, it's just like she falls out a window. She gets pushed out a window by her boss, and then she gets licked by cats, and it brings her back to life. It's like, what?
I like how Zoe Kravitz drinks milk in this one, like Michelle Pfeiffer does. It's a one scene.
I know exactly. Yeah, I
but-
remember. Yeah.
And she's got cats too, and Batman's all like, "You have a lot of cats."
Yeah, he just points that. You got a lot of cats.
Yeah.
That's funny. I can say for sure that this is the best Riddler.
Easily.
But then again, we haven't had multiple. That's the thing. We've had a lot of Catwomans. We've only really, aside from Frank Gorshin in the 60s Batman and Jim Carrey, that's about it.
There's that TV show Gotham. I
Oh,
think
never
Riddler's in
mind.
that one.
I never
right.
watched that. Never mind.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one.
But anyway, did you guys have a favorite part or favorite scene with the Riddler? Favorite moment? Favorite Riddler moment?
Probably when he goes to Arkham
That's probably mine too.
and he's like just messing with him and just making him all angry and stuff and toying with his brain. And he's going all manic and like, Bruce.
Yeah, yeah, that was good. Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
At that point, we kind of thought that he knew that Batman was Bruce Wayne, but then he kind of slips up and says, "After all, aren't we both after Bruce Wayne or something like that?" And then Batman was like, "Oh, he doesn't fucking know. He doesn't know it's me."
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, true. Well, wait a minute. Okay.
Does he know that he's Bruce Wayne?
I think I still got that he did. I don't know. What did you think? Do you think he knew that he was Bruce Wayne?
Probably.
Yeah, which I don't know how he found that out. But I was under the impression still that he knew he was Bruce Wayne.
I thought that he said we can finally take Bruce Wayne down together.
Oh,
or something like that.
maybe so.
And
Okay.
he's like, oh, he doesn't
Okay,
know.
maybe so.
There's all that stuff in his apartment or whatever
Yeah.
on his wall, and it's like he even has like Bruce Wayne written on some of the newspaper and shit.
Right.
Yeah, because he wants to make him pay.
Right.
Because his dad killed that reporter, which I heard a theory that the reporter happened to be Riddler's dad, maybe.
Oh wow.
So
Maybe
Riddler
so.
was probably orphaned, like the same as Batman.
Yeah, he mentioned that. He's like, you don't know what being an orphan is like, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Being an orphan is waking up to dead rats in the winter
Yeah.
because they die from the cold.
Yeah.
And shit like that.
Exactly. Yeah, that was probably my favorite Riddler scene in the cell. It was cool seeing Arkham as well. I always like Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, I'm glad was that the first time it was in a live action movie?
No. I think in movie wise, maybe
Did they go there in Dark Knight Rises?
Oh, George Clooney's. Don't they have to bust out
yes,
Ivy?
and it's in Batman Forever as well. You see the Riddler at the end in Arkham Asylum. He's all goofy. He thinks he's Batman. Anyway,
That is true.
Yeah, I thought that was probably my favorite Riddler scene as well.
Yeah. That's
I
what I
lo-
was.
I liked James Gordon in this one, played by Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah, I did too. I thought he
Yeah.
was a very good Commissioner Gordon.
He's not yet commissioner, though.
Oh,
Early
okay,
on his
right.
career.
That's right.
That's kinda
Yeah,
cool.
That's why he gets
Yes.
so much disrespect from
Yeah,
like his
true.
other officers.
True.
Which, speaking of the officers, there were a lot of really cool scenes where there's just like hundreds of Gotham police just rushing people, and they're all busting through doors like it's like a
Yeah.
scene from The Matrix or something.
Oh my god.
Like a bunch of dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were some pretty cool scenes. I liked when Commissioner Gordon was like, "Let me talk to Batman alone, and
Right.
we'll figure this out together."
Yeah, that was
and then
cool.
they're kind of like telling him, "Oh yeah, just take the keys out of my pocket." And
Yeah,
get
that
outta
was
here."
cool.
That- I like
he's
that.
got Batman's back.
Yeah,
Because everybody else just totally disrespects Batman also.
they don't trust him.
He's
He's
just
just
a guy
a
walking around.
vigilante.
Yeah, this guy walking around in a bat suit. Like, who the fuck's this guy? Yeah, I thought that was kind of neat too. Just how like people are still just like, you know, who is this jerk off at a crime scene? What the fuck is this crap? What is this crap? I thought that was cool because you don't really see much of that in the Nolan movies. I don't think really.
No, he's like immediately in Batman Begins, there's a little bit of police resistance. And they're like, who the hell is that? Who's this guy, this fucker in a mask?
Yeah.
Well, even in the Dark Knight, cops are going after him too.
Yeah.
So,
Is that in the beginning? I thought in the beginning he's cool with the cops in the Dark Knight, isn't he?
yes, he's
And then
obviously
at the
cool with
end-
Jim Gordon.
And then at the end, that's when the cops kind of are against Batman, from what I
Because they
remember.
think he killed Harvey Dent.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's making sense.
Yeah.
What about Andy Serkis as Alfred?
It's still weird seeing Andy Serkis being not Golem.
I know. Yeah. As an actual person.
Growing up with him as Golem, and then suddenly, like years later, you see him playing just regular guys. It's like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
I can only see Gollum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. He did a good job as Alfred. That was one thing with the cast, and I was like, I don't know if that'll work, but it worked really well. I was really worried that they were going to kill him off. And I was like, no, don't kill off Alfred. Don't. You can't. That's going to be such a shitty decision. I'm glad that he just ended up in the hospital. I was like, all right, that's good.
Yeah, I was worried about that with Jim Gordon in the Dark Knight trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
But they didn't.
Yeah. That's right. They pretend to in Dark Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like Andy Serkis?
I like the Suikas. Yeah, we love the Suikas. I think he also played Caesar in the Planet of the Apes movies.
Right.
He did.
Yeah.
Which is the same director as this film.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Matt Reeves.
Right. Yeah. That's a
Pretty
really
cool
good point.
resume he's got going.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I learned today he did Cloverfield, and I mean, we saw that. I remember we saw that at the theater.
Yes.
What was that, like
And-
2008?
Yeah. And yeah. Like, I was pretty disappointed by that. I haven't seen it since. Yeah. I thought Matt Reeves did a very good job with this direction-wise and writing-wise.
Yeah.
Co-writing-wise.
Who was the other writer?
I think his name was Peter Craig.
Peter Craig.
Yeah, I looked him up earlier today. His writing credentials were all right from what I saw. I can't tell you what another thing he wrote, but there was some stuff I was like, okay, not bad. Not bad.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
I really loved how the fighting scenes had no shaky cam whatsoever.
That's a very good
They were
point.
shot perfectly.
Yeah, that's a very
You
good
could tell
point.
what was happening.
Yeah. That's
I
an
thought that was
excellent point.
Wonderful and
Yeah.
relieving.
I liked also when it's kind of like a flashing. I think it's because of the gunfire when he's fighting him.
When it was like pitch black.
Yeah.
and- I think that one's in the trailer.
Okay.
He's just taking like all those automatic bullets
Yeah.
straight to his armor.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Keeps walking towards him.
Yeah.
Beats the shit out of him.
Yeah.
But then later on, like a single shotgun blast takes
Right.
him down.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like those machine guns they were shooting might have like armor-piercing bullets, and
I
then
know, yeah.
the shotgun takes him down later.
That's a good point.
I don't know.
With
Yeah.
such a young Batman too. So
Yeah.
inexperienced.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay.
He kind of feels like he's invincible or something
Right.
Sure.
because he
What
just
was-
jumps up and starts taking on all the Riddlers.
Do you remember he like injects himself with something?
Mm-hmm.
What was
Adrenaline
that?
shot, maybe?
Was that what it was?
It got him back up somehow.
Yeah, and he was really wailing on the one Riddler guy. Yeah.
And he almost like punches Jim Gordon.
Yeah, that's
Again.
right.
Yeah. It was almost the same momentum he had at that one dude in the subway at the beginning.
Yeah.
And he didn't
Yeah.
even have that adrenaline shot or whatever it
It
was.
was a good introduction too. He just kind of emerges from the shadows.
Mhm.
It was kind of neat.
Yeah, just happy that it wasn't a rehash of the origins. I really liked the acting. Everybody did a good job, honestly, but
Yeah.
it was Paul Dano who was like top notch
Yeah.
on his game. It's not like you said. I agree. It's not his best performance. I liked him actually better in Prisoners, which you guys should both watch. It's a really good movie. Really good acting, good story, direction, writing, all that. I mean, yeah, I had a really good time with it.
Yeah, the only takeaway I can give it is the length. Maybe
Yes.
cut it down an hour if you could. Do you
I
think you
was-
could cut it down an hour? Do you think that'd be feasible?
I was thinking that at a certain
at least a half
point-
hour or something.
Yeah, because like I said, right after with the credits when they got there, it was like, oh my god, it felt like there were 3/3 acts or some shit, man. It was like, okay, it's gonna end.
Return,
Oh nope.
Return of the King syndrome in a way. What'd you think, Carlos? Do you think that kind of the ending kind of felt like that?
I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I like this new trend of 3-hour movies, or if because we were watching Nosferatu for this week's podcast, and that's like an hour 20 minutes, and it's just super easy to get in and out, and you can watch multiple movies that are that length in the amount of time it takes to watch one of these
Yeah.
big movies. You know, I always like more content. You know, sometimes those hour-long, 2-hour-long movies leave you wanting more.
That's true.
But then, do we get too much with this movie? I don't know. Maybe some scenes we couldn't have lingered on as much. Maybe.
Yeah.
I would say maybe you could cut 20 minutes from this movie.
Okay.
And then I'd be a little bit happier.
Okay.
Other than that, I kind of like to live in my movies too.
That's a good point. It's tough. It's really it's a tough line to straddle.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be too short. Sometimes it can be too long. You don't want to overstay your welcome, but at the same time, you don't want to cut it off too quickly. Sometimes even like a shorter movie. This is going to be really hard to describe. Sometimes a shorter movie can almost feel longer than a longer movie because it just doesn't flow as well. Sometimes when the movie's longer, you're more engaged and it doesn't feel, at least with me, when I'm more engaged, time goes by quicker, it seems. And when I'm not engaged, it just drags, even with a short movie.
My buddies that I saw this movie with, we also got up out of our seat and we said, that was 3 hours. That was kind of quick. We didn't realize that it was that long.
I think I almost felt the same way, but again, it was just like really the only times I was really like, kind of, it was when it was dealing with the Riddler stuff, all kind of really the mob. Not gonna lie, like you could maybe take the mob, the Carmine Falcone, even some of the Penguin stuff out of this movie, and I don't know if it'd make a big difference for me.
There's a 4-hour cut according to the internet of this movie.
Man.
So, fuck.
Jesus. Yeah. Ugh.
We were just watching the director Matt Reeves talk about how he wanted to incorporate the Joker kind of in the beginning to give him like a little origin story.
That might work, but it worked for this. It didn't. I didn't. Again, it didn't piss me off. I didn't roll my eyes. And I was like, oh god, okay, here's the Joker. I didn't feel like that, which again I'm very happy for because I feel like I've been doing that a lot. Maybe not a lot, but like that tends to happen. Some like for example, in a lot of Star Wars stuff, when you see Punda Babu and Doctor, I forget his name, in Rogue One, just randomly they bump into them. It's like, okay, because we remember them. He doesn't like you, that guy. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I agree with.
It didn't feel like that to me. It had more of a purpose instead of just like, hey, it's the Joker. You like him, right?
Right. They're
You're
trying...
Batman fans, right? He's the Joker.
Yeah, there was something there more than just look. It's the fucking Joker.
Yeah,
you guys like the Joker. Remember him?
Yeah, it makes me interested to see this Joker too, which I wasn't. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting. Again, it's like the curse of Heath Ledger. Like he was so good, we've kind of had shitty ones. Joaquin Phoenix isn't shitty, but to me, he's nowhere near Heath Ledger.
He's just a different. Because it's like an origin story, and I don't know if this is like canon or whatever, but I've heard that he was actually just an inspiration of the Joker because he's not even Jack Napier. Or is it Napier or Napier?
Napier, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, he plays a guy named Arthur.
That's right.
So
Different styles, and this movie tries to adopt its own style, build its own Gotham in a way.
Yeah.
It has different mayors, different Gordons.
it felt most like New York City in this one, at least before it gets all flooded. Well, actually, with recent events, kind of similar.
Yeah,
but,
I really like the atmosphere, the rain. I like that a lot.
It helps.
It does.
What'd you guys think about the new Batmobile?
I loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool.
Yeah,
I think I might like it even better than Christian Bale one.
Yeah,
because that's just a tank, you know.
Yeah.
The
It's
tumbler.
really cool.
It is cool, but it's just when you get down to brass tacks, it's just a tank.
Right.
What's so Batmobile-y about it, you know? Aside from the gadgets, like...
It's the Macho Man Randy Savage of Batmobiles.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
That's the noise it makes when it revs up. Ooh, yeah. Time to do some Batmobile stuff. Oh, yeah.
He just talks to Randy Savage when he's in there instead of Alfred.
All right, yeah. So you go over here, I'll go over there.
Ready for some excitement, Batman? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Drink a cup of coffee. Oh, my God. Someone needs to make that. That's gonna be the new when they reboot Batman again. That's gonna be the Batmobile. It's gonna be the Macho Man Randy Savage Batmobile.
Oh no.
What were you gonna say, Carlos?
I read that for inspiration for the Batmobile, Matt Reeves was going off of that Stephen King book.
Christine.
Where there's a possessed car.
I could kind of see that. That's cool.
He wanted to give this one kind of a life of its own and
That's
make it
cool.
feel like a killer car.
Nice.
Especially when it's like first turned on and he's like revving it.
Yeah.
Kind of trying to intimidate the
neat.
goons. And the Penguin.
Yeah, great. Like we said before, great chase scene. Did you like? I just want to get it out of the way. Did you like? I know we kind of talked about it. The Riddler's look.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I like how. So he's the Gimp, and then when he takes, so it's like if Bill Gates were the Gimp in Pulp Fiction. That's how I would describe the Riddler in
Bill
this.
Gates?
He looks like Bill Gates.
Oh my god.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like if Bill Gates on Jeffrey Epstein's airplane. That's what Bill Gates looked like.
Lord.
Oh,
With his big old glasses
Jesus Christ. With that creepy ass grin.
One thing, so that you were saying the other night, Kristian, because we were just kind of goofing on Mr. Freeze, as we always do, and you were telling me how like you feel like you could never really take him seriously because of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes, he's the only iteration of Mr. Freeze that I know. So,
Well, I brought up to you, it's like, well, look at Jim Carrey as the Riddler, and look at this.
That's right.
Because in the cartoon, Mr. Freeze is a very tragic, deep character, and I think from what they did with anything, I think they could really do a good Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, I was kind of joking when I mentioned like, what if he's like a super crazy climate change activist, and he like wants to like make sure everything stays cold so the world can never like heat up or something. Like, I must never make sure that the world can never heat up again. Frozen everywhere. Come on, sing,
come on, sing.
He would have to team up with Poison Ivy because in the Harley Quinn TV show, Poison Ivy's kind of like a climate activist too.
Is that the cartoon?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's like the R-rated cartoon. I'd like to see Mr. Freeze in the next one though.
I think they could do a good. It's just tough because Mr. Freeze is just such a kind of far-fetched idea. Like he's wearing like a suit that keeps him cold.
It's relevant for the time.
I mean, you're onto something there. Maybe they could do that. Yeah.
I gotta pitch this to DC.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Call up Matt Reeves, or that's his name, right? Matt Reeves.
Mm-hmm.
Call him up. So Carlos, what would you rate the Batman?
I think this one is going to be a 4.5 out of 5 for me, guys.
Nice.
Near perfect film. Like I was saying, Pattinson,
Oh,
great Batman.
Pattinson.
I'm looking forward to if they do decide to do a sequel to this one. I'd like to explore this universe some more.
Yeah.
I think the director Matt Reeves definitely set the universe up pretty well. Gotham is going to be pretty fun to explore. He set it up at the end because now that Falcone's dead, there's going to be a power vacuum.
Right.
So everybody's going to be trying to fight.
Right.
See who can gain power.
It almost made me feel like the Penguin's gonna kind of get more powerful.
Yeah, try to rule Gotham.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun if we do come back. I'll be there for the sequel.
I probably will too. Yeah.
Yeah. Great score, great visuals, great movie. 4.5 out of 5 from you guys.
Cool.
Sweet.
What about you, Mr. Kristian?
Same thing, 4.5. I agree with everything Carlos said. It was fun to watch. Not necessarily like Marvel. Oh, that was a fun movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Right. It was entertaining as hell. I love the approach that they're taking with this universe, with this Batman in particular. Very cool.
Very cool.
What'd you think, Ian?
I think I'll give it a solid 4. I was very impressed. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I gotta bump it. I gotta level out the grade point average. Yes, really it's just sometimes the pacing was a little dull. But other than that, I was very impressed with it. I thought they did a very good job. I was really, when they first announced it, I was just like, I don't give a flying fuck at all.
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson Batman movie? No, I don't really care. But it made me care, and I was pretty happy with the way it turned out while watching it in the theater, given the long run time. Like, yeah, it was a pretty solid movie. But yeah, this was fun. I'm glad we got to talk about this.
Yeah, thanks for talking with me, guys.
Yeah, we really pulled this out of our ass. This is not what we're going to do today, so we kind of had to improvise. We had to improvise this episode, and I'm glad Kristian got to be here for it.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for coming.
Anytime.
But
Well,
yeah,
thanks for listening, everybody.
thank you very much. Until next time,
Until next time.
peace.
Boy.